Hey everyone, my name is Joanna and welcome to my Creative Corner. In today's video I want to talk about Neocolor II crayons again, because my recent video about how I color with Neocolor II crayons sparked exactly the excitement and curiosity that these crayons deserve. And today I want to address one very specific issue, how to squeeze the maximum vibrancy out of these awesome Swiss-made, wax-based, water-soluble crayons. And because still way too many colorists, describe the effect they get with Neocolor II as dull and patchy and simply disappointing. And definitely too many colorists still use them for the backgrounds only. So today I'm going to share the technique that I used here on this page in Mythomorphia by Kerby Rosanes. I just finished this page this weekend, and yes, this is my mermaid entry for this year. Here's the other page I colored last year, and for this page I also did an entire video dedicated to the coloring process behind this page. So if you want to watch it, it is somewhere on my channel. And for this page I used my Between Tide and Dawn palette from my Once Upon a Palette collection that is totally free and you can download it anytime from my Gumroad page. I curated the set specifically for the annual Fairy Tale Coloring Challenge hosted by Jordi from Jordi Colors on Instagram. But back to Neos. You can achieve this level of vibrancy in two ways, the shorter way and the longer way, and I will demonstrate both while coloring another page, this page from On the Other Side of a Dream by Karolina Kubikowska, and I will be coloring those fruits. I'm not sure what they are. Apples, berries, haunted tomatoes. I'm not sure really. And however, because I want to, keep them properly vibrant for the purpose of this demonstration, I will use, these three colors from my Color DNA chart, which is also a part of Once Upon a Palette collection that I just mentioned. So let's get down to coloring. First strategy, the shorter one. I will use my Neocolor II crayons exactly like I would use my Crayola crayons, just scribbling them against the paper. And remember, the amount of pigment you apply matters, so if you want to achieve the strong vibrancy, you need a generous amount of pigment on the page, which usually means several light layers, exactly the same like you would, use the colored pencils. The harder you press though with crayons, the fewer layers you need. Personally, I don't like pressing hard. I usually use medium pressure. So let me color this page. Okay guys, the pigment is applied, and probably I haven't hit the exact match with those colors yet, but I will get there finally when I'll be finishing this page. What is important now is I want to show you the shorter way how to perform dry wax activation. What you need for this purpose is a blending stamp like this, or Karolina's pencil blender, or even a Q-tip if you don't have those. And what you will do is simply start rubbing against the paper. And what happens here is the friction produces heat, and the heat changes the structure of the wax into something softer and more spreadable, similarly to what happens to candle wax near fire. Of course, we are operating at much lower temperatures here, so wax, we know, will not become liquid, but rather softened like a butter or melted cheese. So let me zoom you in so you can see exactly the process. Okay guys, I hope that you can see it, but here in the center of the fruit I didn't put enough pigment, so you can still see a kind of crayon mark here. So what I will do to smoothen it out, I will add more pigment. You can always do it, you know, no worries about the paper tooth. And guys, you can play with how you use the blending stamp. So now I want to show you the technique as soon as possible, I mean as fast as possible. So I'm, you know, doing lots of linear motion, but you can go with circles, you can play with the direction you spread the pigment on the page. Okay, and this is how our first fruit looks for this moment. You can see that the pigment was activated. We achieved quite a vibrancy with those colors while trying to aim for exact matches here. And basically I could probably end up the tutorial here, but I want also to show you my favorite recipe for coloring with Neocolor II, which is the one where dry wax activation, which what we just did, becomes the final step of the process. And why this second way is my most favorite? It's because I love using the full potential of Neocolor II crayons that includes their water solubility. Adding even a tiny amount of water introduces a bit of unpredictability and a bit of less control over the process and excitement, and honestly I enjoy that part. So let me show you how I like to color most with Neocolor II crayons, and let's lay the pigment on the second fruit too. now it's time to activate this first layer of Neocolor II crayons. For that purpose, I will use my favorite tool ever, which is a makeup brush. I dip it in the water. I squeeze the excess water really well so it's damp. And when I say damp, I really mean it. There needs to be as little water as possible. This way the paper stays safe, the pigment still activates beautifully, and the result becomes a soft and smooth and almost pastel-like blend of colors. What I also want you to notice is that with a damp makeup brush you can move the pigment more freely than with a blending stamp. So with dry activation you can usually shift pigment maybe a millimeter or two, but with a damp makeup brush you actually can push the pigment much further. So let's activate this pigment. Okay guys, so it's a couple minutes later, the page completely dried. I'm not that it was, wet, it was really, the brush was really damp, so the page dries usually like within a minute, maximum two. So what we need to do now is we want to apply more pigment if we feel it's needed, and I will do it and then perform dry wax activation to squeeze out the max vibrancy of our waxy goodies. Okay, and now let's perform dry wax activation of the second layer of Neos. And honestly, one thing that I really love about Neocolor II crayons is that somehow you can almost always, keep adding more and more layers until you are satisfied, even at the point where you would think that the paper tube is exhausted and there is no way to add another layer. With Neos it is still somehow possible. Okay guys, to sum things up. Today I showed you two ways of using dry wax activation with Neocolor II crayons. The first strategy uses dry activation only. It's faster, gives you maximum control, and works great, especially when you already know exactly how you want the pigment to go and how you want the object to look like. The second way, which we applied here on this fruit, and where we performed this dry wax activation at the final stage, as the finishing step, after activating early layers with water, it's a bit more longer, more playful, and might work beautifully if you enjoy making creative decisions during the actual coloring process instead of, planning everything up front. I hope that today's video gave you some more ideas on how to play with Neocolor II crayons and help you discover even more fun and satisfaction while using them in your coloring projects. So thank you for watching, stay calm, keep coloring, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!